Before we start the show, we'd like to thank our sponsors for 2025. SEBA, the Southeastern Beefmaster Breeders Association. Jones Beefmasters, Mr. Clark Jones of Savannah, Tennessee. Valor Cattle Company with Jordan Taylor in Hahira, Georgia. Rockin' RB Cattle Company, Crosby, Texas. Beef, the Beefmaster Education Endowment Fund. Our host, JCS Farms Beefmasters, Jared Strickland, Savannah, Tennessee. Emmons Ranch Beefmasters, Fairfield, Texas. Cottage Farms Beefmasters, Jackson, Tennessee. Lissy's Beefmasters, Stockdale, Texas. C&M Ranches, Kershaw, South Carolina. Our other host, G&M Cattle Company, Josh Morrison, Taylorsville, North Carolina. And Sea Shepherd Beefmasters, McAllen, Texas. Thank you for all your support. We couldn't do it without you. Welcome to Beefmaster Banner. We're your hosts, Josh Morrison, Jared Strickland. How's it going, Jared?
Man, it's going good. It's made my first experience recording the Beefmaster banner in the Eastern time zone
In Boston, Massachusetts.
in Boston. Yeah.
I could see you were in the hotel room. So
yeah, I'm a long way from home. So
well, I kept telling you Central Time. I forgot you were on my time now.
yeah, I remember though.
Oh well,
I was we podcasting in the city today.
We're all over the world. We have me and you on the eastern side of the world, and we have Mr. Mackie Bounds and Mr. Clay Howell of Swinging B in the central time zone working for us. How y'all doing?
Doing great. Doing great. Thank you. But I always think central time zone is God's time. So
I ain't gonna lie, I'm ready to get back to it.
I can tell you this, since starting in the Beefmaster breed and getting into the register stuff, I actually try to tell time from Central Time, because pretty much all committee meetings, all, SEBA board, everything is Central Time. So when they send it, I just know it's an hour later. It's an hour later my time. But I'm glad y'all came on. How's the weather out there?
Well, today it's beautiful. We're getting rain. And here in Central Texas, that's a treat, especially after going through about 6 months of really dry weather. Of course, we planted crops, our feed crops, corn, Sudan, and then I did some sprigging this spring. So we have been earnestly praying for rain. And the last 3-4 weeks, we've been getting our share. And all of a sudden, our place looks like an oasis. We got plenty of grass. The crops are doing well. And the cattle are looking beautiful.
Awesome. It just takes a little bit of rain.
So we're excited. This is the perfect time for us, because we have a production sale coming up May the 17th, and this couldn't happen at a better time.
Absolutely. It kind of keeps everything green around there, I feel certain. So that was always better to see anyways. And that's kind of what leads us into the show this evening is we wanted to get you on. We knew your sale was coming up, and you and I had talked back a few months ago, and you wanted to come on and talk about it. And I know we're gonna excuse me, allergies is kicking me. We're gonna come on at a later date and talk about some other things, but tonight we wanted to kind of be around your sale, your herd, your genetics, and that way folks have got a good idea of what they can find there, and maybe even some up and comers that they don't know about yet, or things like that. So kind of just rolling into it. You've told us when the sale is where is the sale?
Sale will be in Salado, Texas. That's about 70 miles north of Austin, Texas. It's about 140 miles south of Dallas, right outside of Waco. It's at the Ten Rock Ranch. It's a beautiful ranch. There's wedding venues on this ranch, but also a beautiful sales facility. It's just a great place to come for a weekend, get away from the hustle and bustle, and enjoy the creation around about us, and the beauty of spring in Central Texas. And then in the middle of all of that will be a set of some gorgeous Beefmaster cattle. And you put those two elements together, it's a great time to be with each other. And let me say this, above all things, is the fellowship that we'll have with each other. That's one of the things that brought me to the Beefmaster breed back in 1992 was the people. I love the cattle, but you know, I've seen a lot of good cattle in my lifetime, and you get around the people and you go, I don't really want to be a part of that. But in the Beefmaster breed, it's not that way. And so I'm looking forward to selling a good set of cattle, but I'm also looking forward to being with friends and having a good time.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time right there now.
Now, the crazy thing, on Friday night, we're in the beef business, okay? But we're going to have a catfish dinner and some boiled shrimp. So a little bit of country, you see, and but it's great catfish, some of the best catfish you'll ever eat. And while you eat the catfish, you think about the steaks you're producing.
Yeah. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with some good catfish.
That's awesome. That sounds like it's going to be a great time. And, you know, you've been so successful so long, and, you know, it proves it every time. I unfortunately have not been able to make it to your sale yet. Hopefully we will sometime soon, but, man, in the catalogs and the videos, you can tell that you guys take a lot of pride in what you do, and you work hard at your trade, and it shows, and it really shows, and it shows in the money that stuff brings to you. So it's really a testament to what you guys have been doing. And kind of in saying that, what bulls are you excited about? What maybe donor cows? What cows are you excited about, especially out of some baitings? If you want to kind of run down some of that, and even if there's some heifers that stick out to you in the sale, we can talk about those as well.
And that's going to be difficult for me to do because I'm going to tell you every single one of them are great. Okay, I am excited about our herd sires. You'll see several lots out of Teton. Teton is a summit son out of our donor Dotsy. And Dotsy, you can put her with about any bull in the breed, and she's going to produce greatness. And that's what she did with Teton. Teton is, as Bruce Robbins would say, longer than a Wells rope, and he's thick and carries a lot of muscle. And he puts that into the cattle too. It transforms very, very well. And then we have a few lots out of our Old Faithful, McAllister. A lot of people looks at McAllister and say, man, that's a bull's bull. And he does raise some good bulls or produces good bulls. But he's got fabulous heifers in this cell too. And then we have another bull called the Fix. It's H-Bar. Fix. Greg Hendricks is who raised him, and we was fortunate to be able to buy it from Greg. And when I bought the bull, Trey Shear said, I have to make some good bulls. And as it turned out, Trey was 50% right. It does make good bulls, but it makes some great heifers too, which he now acknowledges, hey, that bull does it all for you. So we're excited with all of that, but we believe in being a little adventurous sometimes. I don't believe in staying within my own circle at all times. I like to reach out, bring other bloodlines in to my herd with my donors, and see what it produces. And I'll tell you what I'm most excited about this year. You know, Clay Howell is our ranch manager. He'll soon be with us for 4 years. I don't know how I put up with him that long, but
we've been wondering the same thing.
It's my wife. That's how I get to stay there.
That's why I tell everybody I hired his wife, and he's the bonus. So, but no, what's exciting about this? This is really our first sale that you see a Clay Howell Mackie Bounce combination. And what people don't know is the hours that we put in to the mating of these cattle. We will sit and actually argue, which I don't think there's anything wrong with arguments, as long as you reach a conclusion. And we always have. We never left mad. Now, there's been a few times I've said, I told you so, and he's told me that. But to me, this group of animals is really the first glimpse of the true future of our ranch. I think you'll see it improve more and more. A couple of weeks ago, we bought a bull along with Greg Hendricks. We partnered on a bull called the Hall of Fame. And he's probably one of the best bulls that I've seen in the breed. And we bought him from Next Gen at their sale up in Kansas. And, you know, a lot of people puts a lot on price, what you pay for the bull. And we paid enough, I'll promise you that. But the reason I bought the bull is how he was put together and made. And there's a lot of animals that we're selling right now that if I kept, I'd breed to him. And even make a more perfect animal than we produce. But I'm going to let Clay talk a little bit about the cattle because I'm not going to take all the credit for it. I own the ranch and I supply the money, and I tell people he spends my money.
Yeah. Somebody's got to.
You do some talking.
I'm the guy that creates the bills, and Mackie's the one that pays them.
There you go. Hey,
But
somebody's got to do it.
I know the cattle this year as a whole are really solid all the way through. You know, Dotsy always lead. We always lead off the sale. It seems like with the Dotsy female, and this year she's done it again with the fix. Lot 1 is going to be a true donor in somebody's herd, I'm sure, for Saturday's over with. Then we picked up we raised a bull named Jackson. He's a Teton son. Unfortunately, we don't have him anymore, but he raised started lot 5. And guys, that's the one that we should be keeping. She is that good. She's solid, a lot of bone, a lot of meat, good clean top in her, good clean neck, good clean shoulders. She's going to be the breadwinner, I believe, for the sale on that.
Wait a minute.
What?
We haven't sold her yet, okay?
Oh, yeah.
We may still keep her.
He might show up, may not show up at the sale that day, but anyway, as you go through the lots in the sale, there's some fusion heifers in there that we used him a little bit. Very, very maternal style heifer, also very good. And then the mix kind of bounces out with the fix and of course, I don't know if you guys seen him yet, but we've got a new picture of King Tide, which is the Gulfstream son that we purchased from Bill Botard. He will actually be on display down at the sale, and he has turned out to be one whale of a bull. I never thought he'd get as big as he did or as nice as he did, but I think he's going to do great things for the breed. Plus the bull that we purchased from Next Gen being polled, I think we're doing good.
And let me tell you about King Tide a little bit. You know, the big push in our breed right now is pole. And I understand. Now, I'm a little partial to a horn animal just because to me, they carry more bone, more muscle. When you lose the horns, I think you lose a little bit of the entire animal. But even with that, I'm pushing toward that because that's what my customers want. But King Tide has so much muscle and so much thickness on the donors that we have that are polled. That's where we're going with him. I mean, he is a meat house. I called him, the first word out of my mouth when I seen him, that's a beast. And that's just the way he looks. He's so thick, deep-bodied, strong back. But what is so cool about it, he is so smooth up through the neck. And that's something I always look at. I don't like a rough-necked bull. I want it smooth, connected well, an extension of neck that will stretch an animal out. And he has that ability. And we're actually selling some heifers in our cell out of king tide. And you'll see it in those heifers that what he's able to do. We put him with some good quality donors, but actually, I'm going to try him on some cattle that are not donors and just see. I think he'll fix anything. I'll be honest. But there's only one way to find out, right?
That's right.
That's what we're going to set out and do.
I was super impressed with him there in Selmer this past weekend, seeing him in person. I mean, you ain't kidding. He's all muscle.
All there, isn't he? Yeah. Even his,
Yeah.
you know, you get behind the bull or get behind him or step to his profile there. It's been a very long time since I've seen a bull with that style of hind leg on him. You know, and that kind of stuff. He's impressive to me.
And I like your game plan there, taking that back on those polled animals. That ought to really work well. And you probably got some examples of have it working well.
And we're going to have some donors that is homo pole. So we're hoping we're producing pole and with the muscle. You put that in one package, then I think we can say we've got something that our breed needs. And when we're breeding our animals and trying to make the right decision, I do think about our entire breed. We're part of a great breed. And if every breeder will just look at it and say, we're going to improve our breed, we will automatically improve our own ranch. But we're improving the breed. We're going to bring in more members, which will grow our breed, more opportunities. I liken it to you have a piece of pie, and I want a bigger piece of pie. Well, how are you going to do that? We got to make a bigger pie. So we grow the breed, and we've got cattle there that if new breeders was to come, I would not hang my head. I would tell them, look, you can hang your hat right here on these animals and let them be a good foundation for your herd. And I think that's important. When I do a production sale, you know, a lot of sales you have a high end and a low end. When it comes to a production sale, I don't think we should have that. Now, when a sell order is put together, I wouldn't want their job trying to figure out what goes first and what goes last. But I will say this, if it's a good animal, I don't care where it's at in the sell order, you're going to find that good animal. We've all seen it.
Oh, yeah.
You can't hide. That's what Jared told me a couple times. Can't hide a good one.
Yeah.
And something that really sticks out at me, guys, and you know, well, a couple things, and then I've got a question on the other end of this. But what impresses me most is you don't hear about it. People don't talk about it because obviously they want to talk about their stuff. But just the fact that you guys are willing to say, "Hey, yeah, we reach out there and we try their stuff," that probably means a lot to a lot of people, especially newer breeders, smaller breeders, ones that are trying to find their way, figure out what they're doing. Like, you know, hey, I've got this bull here that I really like. And maybe they're nervous about stepping out and trying something different. But, you know, we mix some stuff in too. And I mean, I just think that's the only way you're going to ever get better is just to keep trying until you figure it out. And it don't work a lot of times. I mean, I'm sure y'all can, you know, talk to that. And you take your licks and you try something different a lot of times. But when they work, you know, one thing it does is it gives you an outcross to put back on your stuff to market. And for two, you know, it just goes to show that mix works, and it's going to show a lot of other people.
Right. You're absolutely right.
So I really appreciate y'all's honesty there because that really means a lot in the aspect of that you're willing to go out and do that.
Well, if we don't, we'll never improve our herd. I've seen so many herds that just keep staying in their own circle. And it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And you'll start seeing a change in the quality. But we have some great breeders in our breed. And some of these older breeders that have been around longer than we have, you see them from time to time reach out and bring another bull in. We all recognize the positive side of that. And when you do that, you got to be humble and just realize, hey, I'd like to tell you that I raise the best, but I respect my fellow breeder. You know, that's why I go to their sales. That's why I bought a heifer this last weekend over in Tennessee. It was a heifer that I feel that will improve our herd, and I'm excited about it. She's being flushed here in a few days to hopefully to Hall of Fame. So,
There you go.
Well, and something else too that kind of stands out, and I'm going to let Jared talk, I promise. But,
You
you know, you go back to what you said a little bit ago about buying a bull. Everybody's so fixated on that's a really good bull. What'd you give for it? That don't matter. At the end of the day, if you give $5,000 for that bull, it doesn't matter. If he is a great bull and he does what you want, that amount, that's completely irrelevant.
that's it. And you know, I'm going to use Dotsy for an example. And she's one of our donors. She's the queen of Swinging Bee Ranch. Okay, she came out of a dam that I paid $3,500 for. But Dotsy has produced me thousands of dollars for Swinging Bee Ranch. It just proves it's not the dollar amount. Now, we use that for marketing purposes, right? Hey, this bull cost $100,000 and he's out of this bull. And here we go. I hear sales managers doing that. That's their job. I'm not knocking them for it. That's part of it. But at the end of the day, it's not what it costs, it's what it produces. I mean, I look at myself. My wife will tell you that. I didn't pay really for it. But the bottom line is look at it from a structural standpoint of an animal. I encourage us to look at muscle, bone. We don't want a bunch of chicken leg animals walking around. We need bone, we need muscle, we need depth of body, smooth. And you notice I hadn't said a word about scan data. Not one word. You hadn't heard me say anything about our ribeyes or IMLs. I believe in all of it, okay? But what's the first thing that's most important? It's got to look good. If they don't look good, we're never going to get to that. Now, what I'm fixing to tell you, it's going to sound like I'm boasting. And maybe I am a little bit. God forgive me. But I believe we have some beautiful cattle to sell on the 17th. Every single one of them has been parent verified. I will be able to look people in the eye and assure them what I say you're buying it. It's out of that bull and it's out of that dam. Every single one of them has been scanned. And they're not shoot side scans. They are scans that's come from the lab. And what's exciting, our IMLs on these cattle are averaging right at 3.5. And that's after, you know, we all know we went through some sticky situations on IMLs as a breed, something to do with the way the lab was looking at them. And even with that, we're averaging close to 3.5. Our ribeyes are anywhere from 8.5. I've got some all the way up to 13. And so Clay and I have focused on our end users too. And I think as breeders, that's huge. I look at the beauty of an animal, but I recognize at the end of the day, our end user is sitting around the tables tonight eating a steak. And we've got to produce that type of animal. So I know last week the sale was called the best of both worlds. I like that name. And but I'm going to say on the May the 17th, the best of both worlds is going to be in Salado, Texas that day.
There you go.
Somebody say it later on at a sale. But I suppose this sale, I would just describe it, we raised the standard. And I'm not saying we're raising the standard for anybody but ourselves. We raised our standard. And I can already tell you, we're working on 2026 already, and you're going to see the standard raised again. These sales don't just happen the day it takes place. 2 years back, we was working on this. So
Always pushing forward.
that's it. That's it.
We're so if people are listening to this and interested in checking your cattle out, where's you have videos online yet or soon or
Everything, it's uploaded to Premier Livestock.
Premiere?
Yeah.
Okay.
ADU website too.
All right. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
everything are there. Well, they're on Premier, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, y'all guys check that out on Premiere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look forward to seeing anybody and everybody down there in Salado the 17th. Be great.
Absolutely. And something else that stands out to me, you said a lot of things that I really want to spur off of, but I don't have 2 hours to sit here. None of us have 2 hours tonight to sit here because I could talk all night, I think, on a lot of the things you said, which are good things is what I'm getting at. But something a lot of people don't realize about production sales, you just said it. You're already working on 2026. You don't wait till January of next year and start. I mean, you guys are starting, you obviously have matings in mind. You've already got, I'm sure you've probably already got, you've already got cows bred, calves on the ground. I mean, all that's rolling. And I think it is a testament to everybody that has production sales. I mean, it's not just we throw this thing together. I mean, you guys are doing this year over year, and you probably already had an idea of what was going in the 2026 sale before the 2025 sale ever started.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Yeah. You talk about that Dotsy cow, you've been seeing her how long have y'all been using that cow or that genetic line?
For the last 8 years.
Yeah. So I mean, you're just thinking and probably use it for as long as you can too,
And one other thing I failed to mention, I think is important. We do one other thing at Swing and Bee Ranch, and I encourage everybody to do it. We put every animal through Grow Safe or Smart Feed. It's the same kind of test, 2 different brands. But I can tell you, we have an RFI on every single animal, retained feed intake. That's important because I believe the Beefmaster breed is the most efficient breed there is when it comes into that cow. You don't have to feed them a bunch of food. They keep their weight. They're easy keepers. But I've got the information to prove to you they're easy keepers. And so on every single one of them, we have that information. Now, does every single one of them have a negative RFI, which that's what you want? No, not every single one. Some of us are skinny. Some of us, no matter how hard we try, we carry a belly around, don't we? So some of us is easy keepers and some of us are not. But it's the same way with the cattle. But it is information I think it's going to be important to us as a breed. And the more of us that will do it, I think it's better for the breed. And it'll become a selling tool in the future in the cattle.
I agree with that 100%. I mean, this efficiency thing going forward in the future of cattle industry as a whole is going to become a very important topic and important tool to use.
And I think lastly, kind of one of our last subjects before we run out of time tonight, you were kind of wanting to hit on the BBU and kind of what they've done for you over the years, and we'll just let you take it away.
All right. I've been a part of this association. I gave it away. We came into it in 1992. And I wasn't that involved in the association for the first 4 or 5 years. I was a little timid, believe it or not. And I decided, if I'm going to really get the full benefit of being in the cattle business and in the Beefmaster business, I need to get involved in BBU. And my first involvement, I went to a convention up in Branson, Missouri. That's really my second one. The first one was in San Antonio, and I left there kind of ticked off because I went to the sale and they were getting all this big money for these animals, and I wasn't. And I was trying to figure out why. But that's a long time ago. We will not talk too much about that. But I got involved in the committees, and to me, that's where it's all at. We talk about the boards, okay? I've been president of BBU 2 years that are some of the fondest memories of my life. I got to travel a lot. I went to a lot of sales, met a lot of people. But, you know, the president calls the meeting to order, and then we ask for adjournment. Now, in between there is a lot of work that takes place. But the committees is where it starts. So anyone that hears this, and you're not you're a member of BBU and you're not involved in that breed, come to our mid-year meetings and get involved in a committee. Even if you're not in the committee, come and sit in the meetings. They're educational. You learn. You have an opportunity to talk. Maybe you want something from breed improvement that is not even being talked about. You'll have an opportunity to speak up and say, hey, I would like to make a suggestion for this breed moving forward. And I think I mentioned that committee because I think it's a huge for our breed. Long range planning. What do we need 10 years from now? We're always thinking about today. Hey, today is going to be yesterday, tomorrow, okay? I'd rather think about 4 or 5 years down the road when we're going to need those changes for us to stay competitive in the cattle industry. So I just want to encourage everyone. Don't sit on the sidelines and gripe and bellyache. Get in the middle of it and visit. You're not always going to be right, okay? I've been wrong so many times in my life. You don't believe me, ask my wife, okay? But I've been wrong in the cattle world too. But how did I find out the right way? First of all, I spoke my mind and found out, whoops, that wasn't right. And then I listened. And that's the 2 ways that I want all of us to be involved. I want us to talk and I want us to listen. And as a result, we're going to leave there better breeders. Come to the convention. I mean, just being with each other, listening to the educational programs that are put on, will always leave better than you came. And I've told people before, I will quit going to a convention when I don't come back with something that has made me a better breeder. And I even go further than that. It's not always a better breeder, maybe just a better person, okay? And I've met some wonderful people at BBU, and I've met people that is inspirational to me, inspires me, and I lost a very good friend this last year, Bill Carr, and I don't know, me and that guy, we just kind of hit it off, and he talked slow, but I listened and I learned a ton, and he knew BBU inside and out, and he didn't mind speaking his mind. He would listen too. There's a lot of young people in this breed. You 2 guys are young, and that's what we need. And what y'all are doing with this podcast, I'm telling you, it's phenomenal. And just keep up the good work. But we've got a great board right now. Clay Howell is on the board. It's got to be great, okay?
That's right.
Jared Strickland's on the board.
Yeah.
Whatever we want, you know?
Yeah.
I encourage us to attend those board meetings. And if you don't like something, let the board know. The board may be giving you a good reason why it's the way it is. But if you don't say it, nobody will ever know it. And we've got a great staff. We've had a lot of changes in our staff, but I think they've been very positive changes. It takes a little bit of time to get kinks worked out. I believe they're making great strides. And again, what's exciting, young people is on our staff. I mean, Lance, he ain't hardly old enough to be my son, but he's doing a fantastic job. and he's got great people around him. Kelsey, I mean, she's more on the financial management side, but still, she's from a cow family. She knows the cattle world and the cattle industry, and so I've always been excited about this association. I've been parts of ups and downs in this association, but at the end of the day, we all stick together. We're all a family. And when I was president of BBU, I referred to us as the Beefmaster Nation. And I believe that. But what's cool about the Beefmaster Nation, it goes around the globe. I don't care if you're in Thailand or Australia or South Africa or any of Central America or South America or Mexico. We're all one nation, and we're all trying to do the same thing, and that's to help each other become better breeders and produce a better cow for the cattle industry. And I think we're making great strides. And I hope someday in the near future we can talk about our foundation, beef. And I know we don't have time today, but you throw that into the mix, and I'll just say, wow. What are you waiting on for getting in God?
We're absolutely going to talk about that sometime very soon. A whole episode on that for sure. Well, that makes me want to go out here and breed some cows.
That's right. Getting everybody fired up now.
But you know what now, Clay? You have to follow that.
I know. I preach it to me every day. It's burned in my brain, I promise.
Well, I'd hate to have to follow that one.
Sometimes, I promise you.
Oh, that was awesome. This was a great episode, guys. We really appreciate you taking the time.
He can't follow me.
Yeah.
I feel certain.
Written in the big, but I can follow him, okay?
Well, guys, we're out of time, but we really appreciate y'all coming on, taking time out of your evening to do so. It means a lot. Like I tell everybody, and I don't say this lightly, it means a lot that you guys support us and that you come on this podcast, because if it wasn't for you all being willing to come on and talk with us, people would really get tired of hearing the two of us jabber back and forth.
That's right.
We really appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, thank y'all for coming on.
Thank you guys very much. You did
Have
a great job.
evening.
Thank you, guys. May 17th, Salado, Texas. Awesome. Don't miss it. And if you can't be there, it'll be online on Premier Auctions.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Sounds great. Well, guys, again, we really appreciate it. We'll have you on very soon to do the beef episode. And we hope everybody has a great evening. And Jared, don't fall in love with being up north. Come back south.
I'm headed home tomorrow, buddy.
We'll see everybody on the next episode. Well, we want to thank everybody for listening to the Beefmaster Banner podcast. Please know that we are on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and we are on YouTube. Just search Beefmaster Banner. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. We love hearing from you. And we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you.